I just wonder why some people pick this resort versus all the other adults only resorts that are similar in price. Like, I only go to Excellence resorts. I'm like, what? Why? There's so many better ones. Take it from someone who's been to over 50 plus resorts.
What's up, you guys, and welcome back. If you're new, my name is Heather and I love sharing all-inclusive resort reviews with you. I am also a hairstylist and my husband is a travel advisor. We have 3 kids and we love bringing these videos to you, hoping to help you find the best resort possible for you and your family. Sometimes these resorts are good and sometimes they're not so good. So we're here to help you guys get the most bang for your buck, where to spend your hard-earned money, show you the good, the bad, all the ins and outs of the resort. So if that sounds like your type of video, then stay tuned, hit that subscribe button, give us a comment, and if you need any help with your travels, definitely hit us up. Our links are down below in the description box of how to get a hold of us. So let's jump into this video. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back in Punta Cana reviewing another adults only all-inclusive, and today we are looking at Excellence El Carmen. Now this is more of a medium-sized resort, I would say, with around 490 rooms. It describes itself as modern luxury 5 stars, so we're definitely going to let you know if that's true or not. We're going to break everything down like we always do with the rooms, the beach, the pools, the food, the entertainment, and all the above. But there are timestamps down below if you need to fast forward to a certain section you want to check out. But first, let's start with check-in. You are greeted with cold towels and champagne when you arrive, and since we were club level, they escorted us over to the club lounge. Now this lobby definitely felt more modern, more on the luxe side. I did not love how dark it was though, just not that like welcoming feel that some resorts have, but it was nice nonetheless. Here is a quick shot of the Excellence Club Lounge. This is where you can come and get your premium liquors. They also have a restaurant as well. Check-in took 5 minutes, if that, so I love a quick check-in, and then we were free to roam the resort until our room was ready, which was probably around 3 p.m. Pretty standard with all these resorts. I always love to get to my resorts early in the morning so I have the full day to explore and feel like I'm getting my money's worth that first day. So we lounged by the pool, we grabbed some cocktails, a quick bite for lunch. Just know that when you check in, even though your room isn't ready, you can still venture and start enjoying the resort. Let's just get out of the way, the elephant in the room, the beach. Now, the beach is covered in seaweed, obviously, because I am traveling during summer, and this is one of those summers that got hit pretty hard. All over the Caribbean, we travel extensively to different islands: Mexico, Punta Cana, St. Lucia, St. Thomas, the Virgin Islands, and a lot of these Caribbean islands do get hit pretty hard in the summer, and unfortunately Excellence El Carmen, they could barely keep up with it. It was just coming in by the tons, as you can see here. So I cannot fault the resort for the beach. So you just need to know, prepare yourself. If you are traveling during hurricane season, seaweed season, summer season, typically May through October, you're going to run into some seaweed. And if you don't, great, it's a bonus. But just go ahead and expect it at most of these islands. So that's why I typically like to try to find resorts that have a great pool scene, because if you can't enjoy a day at the beach, at least you can have a great day at the pool. Now here's where it's going to get negative. This is the only pool for this entire resort. Now this is a medium-sized resort, so 500 rooms almost. It's going to fill up quickly, and as you can see, it's just kind of awkwardly laid out. Excellence, I don't know why they do their pools like this. We've been to several Excellence properties, and you know, I mean, that's just how it is here. Yes, I knew how the pool was going to be coming in, but I was hoping for a little bit better entertainment during the day to kind of keep us going, not be super bored by the pool. So if you're looking for just some music by the pool and it's more chill, then you will love this resort. However, me and Ty, we like some fun pool games. We like, you know, dancing. They do have workout classes, of course. But that's about where it ends here. There's no fun E-team like other resorts have. Now, if you're wanting some super chill, quiet areas, they do have 2 club pools way in the back. It's going to take you a good 5-10 minute walk back here. They were really hot, no breeze, quiet, kind of awkwardly laid out, so we never hung out there. So unfortunately, the pool scene was definitely a miss for me. Now let's check out this room. So we booked the Excellence Club Beachfront Honeymoon Swim Up Suite. This room is more open concept, so that could be a pro or a con for some people. I personally don't mind it. I like more of an open space. Very large shower. Double sinks is always a plus. It comes pretty stocked with your standard amenities, such as robes, slippers, safe. It gives you some toiletries. And a walk-in closet is always a nice touch to have. I do feel like Excellence should step up their game when it comes to the bed, as far as the comfortability factor goes, the sheets, just the overall appearance. It's not nicest to look at, but I guess it gets the job done. It comes fully stocked with liquor. You can call in and get your choices if you would like. They do a great job with keeping this mini fridge stocked. As you can see, it's all falling out. So housekeeping, really great here at this resort. No complaints whatsoever. Now they do have an inside jacuzzi, which is a very nice touch, a very unique touch compared to most resorts. One nice thing about Excellence El Carmen is all the rooms have that indoor jacuzzi. It doesn't matter if you pick the base level room or a fancy suite like we got. But I did love how this was oceanfront. I wish the ocean was a little bit prettier to look at, but nonetheless, I love that I had my lounge chairs, umbrella. We were located right next to the Excellence Club bar, so the servers would come over and bring us drinks. Just loved the room and the oceanfront. What I did not love was the air conditioner, you guys. It was awful. We ended up having to move. It got so bad. We started out being in building 9 and then they moved us over to building 7. We did get an end suite, which was nice. We were right next to the main pool. We were a little bit further away from the Excellence bar, which we did like about the other room where we could just, have the wait staff and pop right down getting some drinks. But I was just thankful that they had another oceanfront swim out room available. This room was still kind of on the hot side, but not as bad as the other one. Now let's get into food and drinks. I loved the drinks here, no complaints. I did like that we were Excellence Club and we had, upgraded premium liquors. They gave you coconut drinks. The bar at the Excellence Club did some fancy drinks like this. So if the quality of the drinks matter to you, then I would definitely suggest getting the Excellence Club. Now let's start out by breakfast, lunch, dinners, where you can go. Breakfast buffet was really, really good. Lots of options. It was only open for breakfast. They do have a coffee shop, which is always a plus in my book. I love stopping here multiple times a day, grabbing a coffee or some sweet treats. By the pool, this was one of my favorites. Food truck where you can grab some food. I would say pretty quick, but it did take quite a while and the portions were small, so make sure to order double of what you want. We did room service for lunch. It came pretty quick and was very tasty. This is more of a budget-friendly resort, so for the food quality, I was impressed. Typically at budget-friendly resorts, you don't always have the best food, so it wasn't bad at all. We stopped at this beach bar several times to eat lunch. I liked that you could get that ocean breeze and it came quickly. Now, if you want to slow things down and take your time at lunch and have a more dining experience, then hit up the restaurants right above the main pool. This definitely takes longer, and for me, I don't really love having such a heavy meal for lunch. As you've seen, I got quesadillas, but we wanted to try the restaurant and it wasn't bad at all. Per our usual, the first night of all of our trips, we love to go to the sushi joint. So that is called Spice here at Excellence El Carmen. Not the best sushi, not the worst, but it did satisfy me, so no complaints. The next night, we tried the steakhouse and it was really good. I was very impressed with the steaks here. However, it definitely took a while, but sometimes that happens when you go to these all-inclusive resorts. So for all you newbies who don't travel to these resorts very often, sometimes plan an hour or two for dinner. We did try the Excellence Club restaurant just to see if it was worth it. Very small portions, you guys, very small. Any super fancy food to where it was just like, what am I looking at when I'm staring at the menu? However, it wasn't bad. But overall, I think the steakhouse was our favorite.
Where do I even want to start with this property? Here's the spoiler. I think this might be our last Excellence property. This bathroom lighting is horrible, so I'm gonna try to keep this as short as I possibly can. You know, this is the part of the video where I, go over the pros and the cons, because no resort is perfect, you guys. Everybody's gonna find something, I always go into my resorts with that in mind, that there's gonna be some hiccups probably. Not everything will be 5 stars, even though you might be paying for a 5-star resort. Excellence El Carmen is not a 5-star resort. I think it tries to market itself as a 5-star resort, but I'm here to tell you, it's not. Just putting this in that budget-friendly, adults-only, all-inclusive category, I just wonder why some people pick this resort versus all the other adults-only resorts that are similar in price. So we haven't had a bad time. There's just not enough wow factor here for me. And I don't know if I would want to necessarily recommend this resort over other resorts in Punta Cana to our clients that I know will be better for the same price. So I actually asked on Excellence's Facebook, Excellence El Carmen's Facebook page. All these resorts have fan pages. So I asked them when we first got here, I was like, what makes you choose this resort out of all the other adults only resorts? And everyone's like, oh, the price. Oh, the no restaurant reservations, which I do like. The staff is super friendly, free transfers, which yes, I guess that is a perk. But I mean, come on guys, that's $80. Like, you're picking a resort for $80, like a savings, because free transfers, that's not enough to make me go back to a resort, okay? It's a nice option that they include, but it's not gonna make me pick this resort over another resort just because it gives you free transfers. So I don't know why people would pick this resort. Okay, let's get into the cons. Let's get into the cons really quick. Number 1, the pools suck, you guys. The layout is so awkward. And for this being more of a medium-sized resort and only having 1 pool is kind of embarrassing for Excellence. I don't know why they made the pool so small and they only have 1. So there's 2 little pools in the very back, like way yonder over there, that are really small and awkward, but apparently those are Excellence Club pools, which were Excellence Club, but I ain't walking way back there away from the ocean breeze, and like, no, they were not impressive at all. So I don't know why anybody would go back there, but to each their own. Location is not in the best area. El Faro is just not, I don't want to say the prettiest, because to each their own on this. El Faro is just, it's more darker sand. It's more brown sand, which it doesn't bother Ty. Ty thinks, I mean, it doesn't matter the sand color. To me, I love the white sand. It's very soft, but I like white sand. Here it's brown. Here the waves are just a little bit rougher. It's a darker colored ocean when there's not sargassum. So even if we didn't have any sargassum issues, yes, the ocean would be prettier, but it's like still not the prettiest ocean that you can get in Punta Cana. I wonder why people choose this location in El Faro versus going to Bavaro or Cap Cana. And I'm gonna kind of get picky here, because when you're comparing a lot of different resorts, I mean, like, I feel like you want to know the nitty-gritty details. This may not bother some people, but when you're comparing, like I said, multiple resorts against each other, maybe some of these points will stand out and help you make a decision. Everything seems very cheap, from kind of what's in the rooms. The rooms are nice, don't get me wrong, but it's almost giving like Ryu cheap vibes, but the pricing is more expensive than a Ryu resort. Let's just go to the restaurants. I mean, the restaurants are just so, it's almost like hospital lighting, cafeteria vibe, mess hall vibe. I was not impressed with the decor, just the theme of the restaurants. Like, again, I might be super nitpicky here, but I'm just trying to, give you the pros and the cons, because if you're comparing this resort to, say, Secrets Royal Beach in Bavaro, better location, better restaurants. I do think there's some really neat categories here at Excellence El Carmen that's not as expensive as Secrets, but for the main like base room, a couple of tiers up, it's going to be about the same pricing. So I just don't understand the hype of Excellence here in the Dominican. I kind of feel like when I talk to some people about Excellence, it's almost like they're like, it reminds me of Sandals. The super fans of Sandals. They're very, particular about always returning to only Sandals. And Excellence guests are kind of the same. They're like, I only go to Excellence resorts. I'm like, what? Why? There's so many better ones. The beds here are super hard, cheap sheets, not very soft, and it's hot. And I did look up reviews, and it does seem like that is a common issue here on the property. So I do think they need to update their air conditioner system. The property it's a pretty property. It's just kind of a feeling to me with the layout, the staggeredness, the small pools. There's just no wow factor here. So it just doesn't make me want to be like, y'all have to come here. You have to see this property, you know? Like, but again, there's some people that just love their excellence resorts, and they will totally disagree with me. But take it from someone who's been to over 50 plus resorts, and I'm not comparing this resort to the high tiered resorts, and I'm not comparing this resort to the shitholes. It's not super expensive, but it's not super cheap either. You know, it's almost at that budget friendly price, maybe a smidge more, depending on the dates you book, you know, if you get a good deal, if they're running sales, the time of year you go, you know, pricing fluctuates. All right, let's stop being a Debbie Downer. You know, we're getting into the positives, because it's not all negative here. Positives. I love this, I want to say room, because I just harped on the room being a little cheap, but I do love the room, okay? Like the open concept, being in bed, looking out to the ocean. I do love being ocean front with my own swim up kind of little area, and also having the jacuzzi. I think that's so unique that Excellence does here, and it's in the base rooms too that you get that jacuzzi. So that is a selling factor to some people. When we're talking about the food, I actually enjoyed the food here. Now, is it 5-star Michelin chef? No, but the food has been pretty dang good. Not excellent, but good. For this price point, and you know, no complaints whatsoever, other than just the restaurants just being kind of lackluster with the decor and the vibe and stuff. Another positive is you can get a pretty high room category here and it not break the bank. So I think that's fabulous. I think that if you want an oceanfront swim out suite, what you're going to pay for that at another resort will cost you a lot more. So they do keep their pricing here relatively affordable for those higher tier room categories. So major plus. But again, as we're just talking about the resort in a whole, just us, how our day goes, I've been so kind of bored here just because the pool is just so depressing with how small it is. They have a little volleyball game that they do every day, but that's about it. Then you have just the main speaker that plays music. That's it. I just feel like they need to up the whatever they do at the pool, you know, because if you want quiet, you can go back to those two pools that are way back yonder near the front of the resort that's extra quiet, you know. But I feel like the crowd that's here that Excellence attracts, they would like some fun stuff going around the pool. And when you can't get in the ocean because it's just full of sarcasm and your pool is kind of, you know, just sad, make it fun around the pools. But again, that's just my opinion, and you guys are watching this video for my opinion. Whether you agree with me or not, I do appreciate you staying here watching this with me. So I don't know if I will recommend, like when we have clients reach out to us for Punta Cana, unless they ask us, hey, I want to go to Excellence El Carmen. And when we do this, I always like to say, okay, have you reviewed the property? Do you know anything about the property? And I will tell our clients, here's the pros and here's some of the cons to help you make your decision a little bit better. But I probably won't recommend this particular resort in front of other ones. There's other properties that I would recommend that are in this price range. To each their own. That's all I got to say. Now we're going to go to dinner and then the silent headphone party, and then we are leaving tomorrow.
Moving on to nightlife, if you're still with me, this may not matter to some people, but for me and Ty, we are not ready to go to bed at 8 p.m., 9 p.m. We like to, you know, have some fun at night. So Excellence El Carmen, I thought, did a pretty good job. There was silent disco. They had a little dancing outside the lobby. Their shows were very well executed, full-on productions almost, so I enjoyed all the shows. You get bonus points for me when you have a nightclub because I love to dance. I love to socialize, meet people. This is a great spot to do all that. So when a resort has a nightclub, it definitely gets brownie points from me. So before we wrap up this video, I wanted to give you a quick shot of the spa in case you wanted to get any services done. We did a couples massage, overpaid, but It was nice. The spa here wasn't the most luxe feeling spa I've ever been to, but I mean, it was okay. They did have these weird kind of swinging beds though. I haven't never seen that. Gym, pretty much everything you could want in a gym. They did have workout classes. However, I did never see anybody doing those, but you know, if you're a gym rat, they got you covered here. And that about wraps up this resort. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows with these resorts. So there's going to be pros and there's definitely going to be some cons. So you just have to weigh out your options, and hopefully these videos help you make that decision. So if you made it to this point in the video, thank you so much for watching. Definitely subscribe, and just remember, we can book anywhere you want to go, whether it's international or domestic, cruises, all the things we can do for you guys. So definitely hit us up. We try to find the very best prices for you guys. No price gouging, upcharging like some other TAs do. Just a small business that me and my husband have started. You can check out our Facebook page also. We share weekly deals. We also share real client reviews with their photos from their vacations and their feedback. Thank you guys so much for watching this channel and supporting me and my husband and my little family. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and a great week, and I can't wait to share the next video with you.